of a traditional fruit pectin or the pectin that's in the fruit already and sugar in order to create a set. Because what happens is that pectin is the fiber that holds up the cell walls of fruits and vegetables, and so it's sort of this little fuzzy fibrous thing that is available for the sugars as they thicken, as they cook and thicken, to bond onto, and so that's how you create a set in jam, is that the sugars are thickening as they heat, because sugar has this amazing ability to change physical consistency as you heat it. And so then as it gets to around 220 degrees, it thickens to the gel point, and then it can bond with the pectin in the fruit, or the pectin you've added. But you have to have a certain concentration of sugar in order to have that happen. And so if you want to make jams or jellies that have less sugar or are sweetened with honey or agave or maple or any of these other sweeteners, you have to change your approach, because that particular formula of pectin plus sugar equals set isn't going to work anymore. And so with Pomona's pectin, it comes with 2 packets in the box. A larger packet that has pectin powder in it, and I shouldn't have thrown it away, but a smaller packet that has calcium water. And what I've done is, and this is what you do, is you take that packet of calcium water, you mix it up with calcium powder, you mix it up with water, and you make a solution. And what will happen is that over time, that you store this in the refrigerator, and it lasts about 6 months in the fridge. The calcium powder will settle out, it'll drop out of solution, so anytime you want to use it, you just give it a good shake to reintegrate it, and then you measure out however much you need. The instructions will tell you to, there's a little speck of black fuzz in there. I'll avoid that when we use it and try to fish it out. The instructions, the little packet of calcium powder holds about a teaspoon, and the instructions in the Pomona's pectin packet will tell you that you combine half a teaspoon of the calcium powder and half a cup of water for your solution. I honestly find it's easier to just make the whole darn thing and keep it in the refrigerator than have to keep track of a tiny folded little white envelope that has a half teaspoon of calcium powder in it. And so I just make the whole thing when I open up a box of Pomona's pectin. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut up the fruit, and we're going to mix it in the pot with the amount of calcium water and some of the sweetener. And so this is actually deviating from Pomona's pectin's official guidelines, because they tell you mix the fruit with some of the calcium water and a little bit of water or fruit juice or something, and then you keep all of the sweetener out to the very end. But I find that you get a better product that has a nicer texture if you use some of the sweetener in with the fruit and cook it down, and then you reserve some of so I tend to divide it so 2/3 of the sweetener goes in with the fruit at the beginning to cook down, and then the remaining 1/3 I reserve out, because you need some of the sweetener to whisk the pectin into in order so that it doesn't clump when it goes into the jam. How's everybody doing? I've just been talking at you nonstop for the last